Hey gang, this is Pastor Smat at Rooftop Church with another smattering for you. Smat, by the way, it's not really Smat. That's just a fun temporary nickname that I've given to myself. Now, if you're like me, this whole stay-at-home order feels like it's been going on forever. Christmas feels like it was, a decade ago. We've actually only been doing this for a month or so, but it seems much longer than that. And maybe you, like me, are wondering how long this is going to last. Different states are extending the stay-at-home order different lengths, but even when those get lifted, we're going to be dealing with this for a while in different ways. For how long, though? Psychologists have actually studied the phenomenon of waiting. Most people hate waiting. We're not good at waiting. And psychologists would tell you that we're not good at this type of waiting either. This type of waiting is the absolute worst type of waiting. We're waiting with no clear end in sight, which is hard. Some of us are bored, which makes waiting even harder. Some of us are anxious, which makes waiting even harder. Plus, some of us are lonely, which makes waiting even harder. This whole situation is literally testing our patience. It's requiring us to wait and wait and wait and wait. Now, there's a lot of waiting in the Bible, too. One of the most common prayers in the book of Psalms is, "How long, O Lord?" God's people were also always waiting. How long do we have to wander around in the wilderness? How long do we have to suffer under Pharaoh? How long do we have to wait for the Messiah to arrive? And here's the thing about the question as it's asked in the Bible. God almost never answers it. People ask him, "How long, O Lord?" And he almost always stays silent. It's kind of like he's telling them, if I told you how long you have to wait, it would defeat the purpose of you waiting. You see, waiting can be good for us. One of the reasons that waiting is hard is because we have to be with ourselves. When we're stuck waiting, we have to deal with all the impatience, all the anger, all the anxiety that comes out of us. Who wants to be stuck alone by themselves, with themselves, for an indeterminate amount of time, with all the worst parts of who you are coming up out of you like vomit? But that's our opportunity here. We have to confess all that stuff again to God, and we have to ask for his help again in dealing with it, now more than ever. Waiting is also good for us because it can teach us patience, which is, one of the most important things we're ever going to have to learn in life. Now, during this season, there's lots of ways to become more patient, to become better waiters. Staying busy helps. Living in the moment helps. Keeping good company helps. Maybe after all this coronavirus thing passes, we'll be a little bit more patient with each other, a little bit more patient with children, a little bit more patient with ourselves, with life, a little bit more patient with God. Maybe not. No matter how well we do with all this waiting, though, it is worth remembering that all our waiting will come to an end. One of my favorite authors, a guy named C.S. Lewis, he points this out in one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, books called Surprised by Joy. And he said that one of the most important lessons he ever learned about faith, he learned as a primary school student when he was just a kid. He said that every year he started school, it felt like the end of the school year would never come. But 12 months became 12 weeks, and 12 weeks turned into 12 days, and 12 days turned into 12 hours, and then school was over. This pandemic will pass. No, another one may come, but it will pass too. Earth, too, will pass away. Now, the end of everything seems very far, seems very distant. How long do we got to wait for it? Who knows? If God told us that, it would defeat the purpose of our waiting, but it will come. 12 months will turn into 12 weeks and 12 days and 12 hours, and then we will be with God. Babies don't stay in the womb forever. Heaven won't stay hidden forever. It will arrive. Until then, we wait. Maybe, thanks to this whole deal, we'll be a little bit better at it too. Maybe not. That's your smattering for the week. Check back in next week and on our website for other helpful coronavirus content. I'm Pastor Matt, and we'll see you soon. Happy waiting for however long you have to.